Growth and change are good. And in our episode Drop Stones, we're talking about this. And this episode is kind of a State of the Union address of our podcast and how it's going and just how it's developed and where it's gone and all that stuff and where we're going now. Kind of announcing that we're going to be changing a little bit on how things go and all that, but it's natural. It's growth. And it's a good thing because it shows that we're learning. We're moving on. We're adapting to what interests us, what is going to keep moving us, what's going to motivate us to keep doing what we're doing. And I compare and contrast this because in the episode we're kind of talking about our early podcast. We were just really kind of just giving our deconstruction and reasons of why and all the things we noticed that were wrong in the faith that we were taught. And over the last, few months, we've been kind of transitioning out of just concentrating on that, moving more into relationship and what life looks like and just life in general and the day-to-day of living in this world. And it just shows this contrast in us and how we were. Because if I were to look back at when I was evangelical, and especially when I left Catholicism to become evangelical, because in Catholicism I'm still growing. There was a lot of freedom in that because we were very loose Catholic. But there wasn't a lot of the social restrictions. There wasn't a lot of the science restrictions and all that other garbage that got put on by evangelicalism. So when we became evangelicals, things really started shifting and limited and got just kind of held back in a way that prevented us from keeping on growing. So when we were in evangelicalism, we were stagnant, we were stuck. And if we were still in evangelicalism, we'd still be stagnant and stuck because there was no room for growth. There was no room for change. Change was feared. Change was despised. Change was of the devil. So we had to keep everything the same, and that meant nothing grew. Nothing got better. Nothing got anything. It just stayed the same. And when we finally deconstructed, it was like drinking from a fire hydrant. All the growth and change that came out, especially with Candy that was born in evangelicalism and all the stuff that came from it. I just think about her and music and how much she would have enjoyed the 90s music but was restricted from it because that wasn't allowed. That growth and experience wasn't allowed. So growth and change is good, and we're changing in the podcast. So if you're listening, there's going to be some slight changes, nothing major, and just keep contributing. We'll put you in there.